Hello and I welcome you all to World Affairs. My name is Prashant Dhawan. Now, I know most of you guys probably saw a lot of these articles recently and were wondering how can this happen? How can a country do it to its own children? As you can see over here, it's written, is Iran poisoning girls? That is messed up. Personally, I haven't seen this happening in any other country except Afghanistan. I'll tell you about what the Taliban did a decade ago, but just have a look at this headline. Hundreds of girls were poisoned in Iran intentionally to stop them from going to school. And this sick mentality of stopping girls from going to school is rapidly spreading in Iran. Initially, there were reports. Look, I've been following this news for a while now. For many weeks, there were reports, there were rumors that something very weird is happening in Iran. Girls just fall ill suddenly. And this was specifically happening in Iran's most religious city, Iran's holy city of Qom. So people were just confused. Why are schoolgirls falling sick? Well, now we have an answer. Iran's deputy minister has confirmed himself that yes, there has been a poisoning of schoolgirls. The intention was to make sure that they stay away from education, they stay away from school, and this is a worrying sign. Because even though Iran's minister confirmed that yes, some people with a very sick mentality have been slowly poisoning girls, he did not specifically say what action will Iran take against these people, who were these people to begin with, and on top of that, there isn't exactly as much as anger in Iran over this issue. This topic should rile Iran's civil society, but apparently the reaction just hasn't been there, although the entire world is shocked and people are now thinking, is the same thing that happened in Afghanistan about 10 years ago, will it happen in Iran frequently now? Let me tell you what happened in Afghanistan 10 years ago. Over here you can see an article from CNN. What the Taliban used to do around a decade ago, perhaps they even do it now, it just isn't really covered by any news outlet, God knows. But a decade ago, a very disturbing case surfaced where the Taliban started poisoning Afghan girls' schools. What they used to do was, they used to poison the water supply of the school so that all the school girls get ill, and then it would send a wave of fear all over Afghanistan that if you send your girls to school, chances are the water will be poisoned. So don't take a risk, keep her at home, do not send her at school. And you know what? This had an impact. Parents all over Afghanistan were concerned about the safety of their girl child, and eventually the enrollment rate of girls in Afghanistan started falling in schools. This was a big setback to the efforts to push forward female education in Afghanistan. So this happened, and you know what? It was a very sad incident. But even now, when Taliban has reclaimed power in Afghanistan, even now they have been trying to stop girls from going to school. A few months ago, Taliban came up with this weird rule that all the girls in Afghanistan will not receive any education beyond 6th grade. Eventually, they had to reverse this decision because no one was supportive of this, not the public, not the international community. They faced a huge backlash. But even after reversing this decision, Taliban is trying to make sure that no girl receives college education in Afghanistan. And the most concerning thing for the entire world is, even though Taliban is restricted to Afghanistan for the time being, their ideology is spreading. Look, what happened in Iran was that a group that basically calls itself the devotees of the supreme leader, they decided to poison this girls' school. And they have also warned all of Iran that if girls are not kept away from schools, then their action will be much bigger. They will poison schools all over Iran if girls are not barred from education. This is their demand. Now, I don't really know how Iran will manage this situation because it's very difficult to stop these fundamental groups, because you cannot keep a vigilant eye on schools all the time. It is simply not possible. Sooner or later, some fanatic might poison the water supply or poison girls in some other way. So Iran really needs to look at itself. It needs to take some hard decisions. Its politicians, its leaders must come forward and make sure that they tell these people who are trying to stop girls from going to school that this will not happen. The Talibanization of Iran will simply not take place. Because once this becomes a norm, once this becomes normalized, then you might see such cases happening in Pakistan as well. Already, we are aware of the fact that girl education in Pakistan has suffered tremendously. As you can see, this is a report from UNESCO. Pakistan shows the slowest progress getting poor girls into schools in South and West Asia. And since Pakistan Taliban is growing stronger day by day, eventually you will see instances where schools for girls will be closed down, and perhaps these poisoning incidents will happen in Pakistan as well. Now, some of you might ask a very basic question: why are we concerned about this? Whatever happens in Iran, in Afghanistan, whatever might happen in Pakistan, let them deal with it. It's their country. Why are we concerned? Look, eventually we do want a more civilized, educated Iran so that it can play a more positive role in the world. Similarly, we would want the same for Afghanistan and even Pakistan. And let me tell you something: Napoleon, the famous French leader, he once said, "Give me an educated mother." This perhaps is one of the most important quotes in support of female education. He said, "Give me an educated mother, I shall promise you the birth of a civilized, educated nation." Because once a woman is educated, you are making sure that her offsprings will be educated as well. They will work towards the betterment of a nation, and this is how you create a civilized country, which eventually helps the entire region. So, this is an issue that impacts not just Iran or Afghanistan. It impacts the entire world, and perhaps eventually one day the entire world will have to take a stand on this issue. Otherwise, this mentality will keep on spreading. And finally, let me tell you guys about the massive sale that is going on in an academy right now. If you want to purchase a UPSC course, if you want to prepare for UPSC examination, then you can buy an academy's premium course. Simply go to the comment section, and over here you will see this link. Just click on this link, and here you can buy this unique combo offer where you can prepare for UPSC prelims, mains, and optional, all in a single purchase. If you buy all these things separately, you will probably have to pay around 15 to 20,000 rupees more. So the combo saves you a lot of money, and on top of that, right now there is a huge discount going on. You can get up to 30% off by simply using the code PD10. The prices will start falling even more. So use the code PD10 and save money. This is right now the end of the video. Thank you for listening, and as always, God bless you all.